Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today for your daily Pick a Card Tarot reading. These are actually pick a pile because I have 3 cards on each pile. I ask you to choose the stone that calls to your intuition that your gut would choose. And we'll begin. I'll put the timestamps in the description box so that you can find your pile of cards quickly. And for those of you who chose the green, we've got the Tower, but the Victory. Wow, interesting. And the King of Wands. So, all right. We've got the 6 of Wands Victory card. And I like the 6 of Wands as a victory, by the way. It's only positive. You know what I mean? There's nothing negative in this victory card. It's like you're recognized for doing something well. It is minor arcana, so it might not be a huge victory, but to me, it looks like it's a victory that changes the course for you because we have the Tower, which usually means something has happened, maybe even suddenly, that changes things for you. So I do think this is probably a good Tower because you've got the victory card on one side and you've got the King of Wands on the other, like you're purposeful. It's something that changes something for you. It is a victory. And even if it's a small victory, it changes the tide because with the King of Wands, you certainly have the wherewithal. You have the ability to see your goals through to completion. You have the ability to stay focused. So I feel like if there's been something that you wanted to shift or change to get you closer to your goals or remove an obstacle, that is very likely today. And it might not be a huge thing, but it's the thing that shifts as you look back. It's the thing that shifts the playing field. It may even be something that you wanted to get around. But it's a victory and it's good. If this has anything to do with work, I mean, I think you will be doing something that others would applaud. If this has anything to do with health or other kinds of goals for your life, I think, yes, you'll be kind of impressive with something today. So that is nice. Yeah, I think this is good. This is a good reading. But you know, I do get the feeling like with this Tower, it's sort of like it's because you stay focused and you keep going for the long haul and you don't give up on your goals. And then that whatever obstacle was in the way or whatever thing needed to shift, it can shift and pay off big time. That shift can pay off big time because you already are somebody who's not going to give up, you know? So it's you've hung in there long enough. I feel like this is saying you have hung in there long enough to see a nice movement, a nice victory in reaching your goal. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, for those of you who chose the white stone, we have the Lover's card, the Moon, and the Hermit. Oh my gosh. Okay, these are major arcana. That's powerful. Lots of spiritual power here today. I feel like the Moon is about your intuition being very strong today. The Hermit usually has a message for us when we do check in with our intuition. It's always a good time to meditate if you get the Hermit card because there's a new insight. There's a new epiphany for you. It could have to do with love. For some of you, it could have to do with a loving relationship you'd like to see expanded or begun. But you know, with these 2 very spiritual cards on either side, I feel like the Lover's card could also be that, you know, Garden of Eden, angelic, spiritual kind of love that the universe has for you. Maybe the epiphany is something about some revelation about that, or just really feeling it, feeling empowered by it. Who knows? Guided. I love the guidance here, though. Your intuition is going to be strong, and spirit is also strong in bringing you some wisdom today. And you know, it may not be some earth-shattering lightning bolt kind of thing, but it might be a growing awareness. If there is anything you've been holding against yourself, today is a day where it would be a good time to see that the way Spirit sees it and forgive yourself and accept the love and the approval that Spirit has for you. It'd be a good day for that with these cards. Yeah, because that love is unconditional. And it is never wrong for us to have self-love. It always makes us more spiritual, more intuitive, more caring to have self-love. So I feel like for a lot of you, that's about self-love. It's about receiving that. It's about hearing the kind and sweet things that Spirit has to say to you. It's about knowing there is a good future for you, knowing that that is deserved because you're a part of the divine. That's why, you know? So it's good. It's good. This is a powerful day for you, and I love it. And it's going to be a day of love. Oh, so that, and these are 3 major arcana. So this could be overarching your days right now. I mean, this could be overarching energy in your life right now. All right, for those of you who chose the periwinkle stone, the clear periwinkle stone, or translucent anyway, we have 3 major arcana again. My gosh. We have the Sun card, we have the Devil card, we have the Emperor. All right, we'll never get worried about the Devil, especially when you're getting it in the same thing as the Sun, the same hand as in the Sun. The Devil is you feel a little bedeviled by something. That's all that is. The Devil, he's part of our cycle. He's the guy who, you know, if we're not ready to make a change or change the way we think about something now, he is going to ramp up the heat until we really feel like, okay, I'm ready for a change. That's what the Devil is. It's something repetitive, something maybe obsessive, you know, a thought that keeps coming or a behavior that keeps coming. It can be about addiction for some, but it can be about worry for some. It's just this kind of, I'm thinking the same thing over and over. I'm a little obsessive maybe even about it, or I keep doing the same thing a little excessively. But look at this. With the Sun, I feel like that has, and the Emperor, I feel like that has the promise of a day where if something has been bedeviling you, and this wouldn't be something new. The Devil is never a new thing. That's something that's been a pain in the rump for a while. Okay, so if something's been bedeviling you, the Sun is shining the light on that and actually bringing in joy and energy to you, and maybe even some freedom from that bedevilment, some joy, and it comes in with the Emperor, with like taking charge of something. This take charge kind of energy. This may be a day where if you've been worrying about something, you're really ready to just take charge of something and feel hopeful about it and feel good about it and feel the Sun, feel the joy of the Sun, and just, we're not even going to worry about this. That's in the past. We're not worrying about it. It is in the past position too in this layout. That's interesting. I just happened to put it there. So yeah, it could be a day of getting real good clarity about that and letting it go, taking charge. The Emperor is always about taking charge, doing what makes sense. See, now the Emperor, he is very much about, yes, about the rules, but about the natural rules too. Rules of health, rules of biology, rules of cause and effect. You know, and with the Sun, you would be very clear today on what's not working for you and what will work for you, and very clear on taking charge with a plan or a decision making. Very good with the Emperor, that makes you much more hopeful about the future. So maybe today is really about letting this go. You know, it doesn't help us any. The Devil, he just increases our misery until we're so fed up with it that we're ready for a change. Sometimes it increases our misery so that when a tower comes in, because, you know, Spirit knows a tower is coming in. Spirit knows a tower is coming in. And then we're like, oh, thank goodness, I'm so glad for this tower. Whereas, you know, a month ahead of time, we might not have felt that way. But the Devil can come in to let us know that the way we're thinking right now is just really not working for us. And with these good cards with it, I just think this is about clarity and even joy coming in, and this take charge attitude coming in. So this is a good reading. This is a very good reading. Yeah, I always tell people don't worry about the devil, because if he shows up in a reading, he's been there already. You know what I mean? It's that obsessive or ruminative or repetitive behavior, whatever has been going on that he represents, been there already. So it's nothing new coming in. It's just you might feel a little trapped in something. But today, the take charge energy and a plan and a decision is coming up, and that brings some joy for freedom. All right. So for those of you who chose the blue stone, we've got the Hanged Man reversed. We've got the Two of Wands. We've got the Nine of Swords. All right. Hanged Man is delay. It is seeing things from a different perspective. It's you can't act on it right now. Maybe it's time to ponder. But now look at this. Hanged Man is reversed. So that could mean a couple of different things. The Two of Wands is about weighing your options. You've got more than one choice for a primary goal today. You've got an attitude of the world explorer. Like it is sort of hopeful. It is sort of empowered. It is sort of, well, adventurous even. But you may have two main goals you've been dealing with, and you're favoring one today over the other. That's okay. Or this could be weighing options. You haven't made a decision yet. And worries are affecting that. The Hanged Man could be, okay, you know everything you need to know now. Time to make a choice. Or even if it's just a choice for today, you know, like we don't always have to have all the answers. We can just make a choice for today. Today I'm doing this. I'm grabbing this wand today. This is my goal. This is my purpose. This is what I'm doing today. And I'm going to do it with good expectations that I will learn something new and accomplish something. And the world's in my hand, and that's what I'm doing, you know, and then I'm not going to worry. I'm just not going to worry, because that's all useless anyway. The Nine of Swords kind of worrying, that whenever that comes up, that's the figuring, trying to figure things out. That gets you nowhere. It just keeps you up at night. That's all it does. It's nothing good. It doesn't help you. Look at these swords. They're all like parallel to each other. We're not even going. There's no movement there. It's like the worries have stacked up over his head. So it's not productive. So we don't want this anyway. Maybe the Hanged Man is reversed because it's time to stop overthinking something and just take some sort of action today, knowing that that's the action you take today. Tomorrow you could work on a different goal. That's all right. Maybe it's reversed because you're having trouble making a decision. See, the Hanged Man like this is a lot of times people hanging out to get a new perspective on something. Maybe for some of you, the Hanged Man is reversed because you don't have that clarity yet. You don't have your new perspective yet. And so you're not restfully hanging there like this guy does. He restfully hangs there in a yoga pose and says, well, obviously it's not time to make the decision yet. All right, you know, he's okay with it. He's just going to take the time to let the decision-making process mature, right? And for him to know what to do. But now it's reversed. So for some of you, you may be having trouble accepting that process, accepting it is a process. You might be trying to figure it all out, and that's not getting you anywhere. I think that, again, back to do something, you know, do something. Forward movement on something that's life-giving, that feels purposeful, that feels like you're getting something done. And maybe if there's a decision that needs to be made, today is just not the day to do it. And that's okay. That really is okay. Sometimes leaving the issue to focus on something entirely different. In the back of our brain's going to work on getting clarity while we're doing this. And then we end up having a pleasant day, and we end up getting clarity the next day. you know, and oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And our hangman is done. Our hanged man time is done because we have a conclusion. And the 9 of Swords time is done. So this is about, yeah, I think favoring action over worry for sure. And favoring action until you feel like you've got a new perspective. All right. Well, I hope that is helpful to you. I hope that's helpful. This, to me, this card I always like. I'd be in this card for a day. Absolutely. This guy is, he's saying, hey, the world's at my fingertips. Whatever I do work on today, whatever draws me, whatever goal I do work toward today, hey, that's learning, that's growing, that's developing, that's movement forward. So that's a nice place to spend a day. All right. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. And I hope that you have a marvelous day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.